Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Lee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Teen Mom 2, Season 10, Episode 10. Honey, the shows I'm doing today, I just don't have the energy to be like, oh my God, subscribe to my channel. We're going to relax and relate and release and center ourselves. And we're going to breathe it on in, inhale and exhale, and get on past that, okay? But I love you all, as always. But I mean, like, Teen Mom 2 ain't that much, but y'all asked for it, so here it is and whatnot. Okay, let's get started. Boom. We know, born Chelsea. But the good news is, guess who leaving the show? Born Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea has announced that after all these years of being on the show, and at least the last 2 or 3 seasons being about nothing but Adam, a cell phone, Adam, a cell phone, and Adam or whatever, she is leaving the show. I feel like it's time. It is time. It is time. And I'm not giving anyone a finger. My eye just itched, and that's the finger I did. I mean, she don't need to be on the show anymore. So, blessings to her and the kids and the husband. Bye-bye. Anyway, so Aubrey getting braces. Okay, so this episode is about what's Aubrey. Aubrey or Audrey? Aubrey is getting braces or whatever. So her and Cole go to the little candy store or whatever and get her all this chewy candy for her to eat the day before getting braces. You know, well, braces, you can't eat chewy food and whatnot. Our oldest is getting braces. I'm like, the store clerk don't care. Give him his 15 cents per bag of candy or whatever and keep it moving. They don't care. Okay, but again, nothing else is going on with Chelsea and his family and whatnot. Okay, so we do see while she getting braces, her blonde hair weird looking friend come over. It's the blonde hair that make the girl look weird. Not that she looks weird. It's the blonde hair that I don't know what it is or whatnot. But she's sitting around talking or whatever. Yeah, Adam, texted Aubrey because Aubrey was texting everybody telling him how she getting braces or whatever. Everyone else was so supportive. But when he texted her about it or whatever, no, when she texted him, he replied back saying, when I had braces when I was a kid, I hated it. I'm looking like, that's not negative. That's a fact. Some people as kids hated braces. People get braces now. Oh my God, it's fashion. It's like, no, kids did hate braces. And she may not like them. And him being honest about his experience doesn't mean he's a bad person. I mean, he's a piece of shit. Yes, we know that. However, but as her friend said, well, at least he responded. He could have just not responded. Again, we don't care. Anyway, she then brings up how Grandma Donna did not respond back to the letter they sent via lawyer or whatever, or carrier, I don't know, about them no longer wanting Aubrey to have little overnight visits or whatever. And so she don't know what's going to happen if they kind of like just don't acknowledge it or whatnot. Because again, she's like, I asked Aubrey, did she want to go over there anytime soon? And she said no. I don't want to go over there no time soon. So later on at the house, I can show her braces because she got braces. She looks so much like her daddy. It is so funny how much she looks like him. But I mean, it was what it was, and it is what it is and whatnot. But later on in the episode, Grandma Donna texts Chelsea asking like, okay, when weekend is good for you? For me to get Aubrey. And then she's like, oh my gosh, she must not have got a letter. Oh my God. It's like, why can't you have a normal conversation with them? It's so weird or whatever. She talks around things. So she said, I'm going to write a text back. She's telling Cole. And so she sent back saying, we sent a letter from the lawyer about Aubrey who does not want to come over there anymore for weekend visits. But she won't mind, like day visits. Meaning, I don't want to be over there from like Friday to Sunday. But I'm cool if I'm over there for like, on a Monday or on a Wednesday. But not a whole weekend thing or whatever. Someone Grandma Donna texts me like, oh my God, like, do we have to go through lawyers? Like, can we not talk about it? And then, Chelsea responds back saying, just get the letter, talk to your lawyers or whatever, and then we can go from there. And Cole kind of being an asshole, saying how, grandparents, shouldn't have rights, or grandparents who don't get that we're doing this for the well-being of the child, are stupid. Cole, shut up. Okay, I now see why you and that girl, y'all both a little bit cuckoo and boring or whatever. This is my thing. Adam's a piece of shit. We know that. We that is a clear indication that he is a piece of shit. His parents seem to love their granddaughter and just want to spend time with her. What parent don't want to break from their kid like once a month? Like, it's not that, girl. I don't get it. I really don't. And not saying that if Aubrey doesn't want to go, that she should be forced to go, but to not have this conversation with them first before sending a letter, it would make them feel as if, why can't we talk about it? And then if y'all talk about it and can't come to some kind of agreement, then go to court. But they may not want to spend money on lawyers. Everybody don't have the goddamn MTV checks like you. Okay, and like an adult, you can say, Grandma Donna, she doesn't want to come over here every week. Can we talk about that? If we can't come to some kind of a conclusion with that, we'll have to go to court. That's what should have happened. But Chelsea's a child. And that's why, again, she's leaving the show. Finally, it has happened to me right in front of... You know what I'm saying? Finally, all that stuff. So, bye-bye. Anyway, next up we have boring Leah. Leah was pretty boring today too, and a little bit dumb ditty and whatnot. You know what I'm saying, she wrote that book. Oh my God, the book. I'm so busy writing this book and being a mother. The book. Okay, I gotta go on a little LA press tour for the book. I put so much information in the book. Book. Okay, the book is written. We get it. Okay, you gonna do a book tour? We get it, let it be. Now, she also feels as if she has to go to Costa Rica with her sister to go see the sister's baby daddy. I'm like, is Leah the surrogate daddy? Is she the fill-in daddy? Why can't your grown-ass sister who had a whole-ass baby out her whole-ass vagina go to Costa Rica herself to see her child's father? Why do you have to leave your 3 kids to go with her to see somebody who she fucked in a different country? I would never leave my 3 kids to go trotting to another country because my sister got knocked up by someone in Costa Rica. I went the first time. I don't deal. Why you need to go? What you need to be there for? Is you the chaperone? Well, I guess she's a sponsor, so I guess that's what it is. But anyway, girl, stay at home. So we then see the baby like 6 weeks or whatever. So that's, it's been a minute. But we then see that COVID is starting to hit, at the time they're filming or whatever. And she brings up how, COVID's hitting. I don't know, if that changed things or whatever. I don't know. And so she meets up with Jeremy after she didn't talk to Corey because she's going to be out of town for the book tour and with Costa Rica. And then when she's out of town, it'll be when Corey's weekend. So, Corey will have the girls. Corey will take the girls to whatever. Corey going to be the daddy. Anyway, talking to Jeremy, when she's bringing up the book. Book tour, Costa Rica, book tour. I have so much to do with the book tour and going to Costa Rica. He's like, have you not been watching the news? Has she not been watching the news? And she's like, well, yeah, but he's like, okay, so how can you be thinking about traveling? Like, that don't make no sense if you catch it and bring it back to grandma or Mima or Pawpaw or worse than that, Allie, who has a fucked up immune system because she has muscular dystrophy. Why are you not thinking about that? Like, why did that not click in your head? Well, I don't know. Like, my book tour and my events, I'm looking like, what part of is... But this is the thing. I can also say this. When it first happened, no one knew it would be what it is now. So I'll give her, a little bit of slack because we didn't know then what we know now. If we did, things would have been a lot different and whatnot. So back then, people weren't thinking like, I'm not going to be able to travel for months. Okay, at that point, no one, things weren't shutting down for months. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But at the same time, when the news is saying, you can catch it and die, and, sick people and old people, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? I shouldn't travel because I could give it, but again, it was what it was. So he look, if the virus keeps spreading or whatever, and they shut shit down, you won't even have a book tour. She then said, well, no, I'll have at least a month to do things. I'm looking like, girl, as I said, a little bit of stupidity. But she realized, okay, I do need to think about it because I do not want to get my child sick. I do value my daughter's life, but I also have to reconsider, my book stuff. I'm like, girl, fuck that book. Okay? to do that. Anyway, so she got to figure that out and whatnot. Stupid is as stupid does, and sometimes Leah is stupid. Okay, next up, Kale. So she's 14 weeks pregnant. 14 weeks knocked up with Chris's baby, okay? Now, she has not told the kids yet, okay? Because she was going to have an abortion. She made a whole abortion appointment or whatnot. And at the appointment, they did an ultrasound. And she looked at the picture. And she then decided that she couldn't have the abortion. She has had a baby. Now, she brought up when she had her other kids, she didn't even consider abortion. At least she didn't consider abortion when she was pregnant with, I guess, the youngest two. She may have thought about it with Isaac because she was so young back then, but I did not think about it with my youngest two. So it was a thought with this one, but I chose to not have the abortion. It's her choice either way. Now, she then said that she told Jovi and Javi, a few days later that she was pregnant. And they were all supportive. Now, she then said, I had told people that I had a miscarriage because I knew I was getting an abortion. Kale, look, this is the thing I want to get. The fact that she's had multiple children, what kind of person would tell people I had a miscarriage to cover up for them wanting to have an abortion? Either way it go, that's your body, that's your choice. But there is a different emotion that goes through people when they hear that you've had a miscarriage. There's a sympathy that people feel for you that you lost a child. And it's just different when people know that you chose to have the abortion. And I don't mean that people will think you're a bad person because you had an abortion. It's just they will understand that was your choice. People who have miscarriages don't have a choice. So you should never put yourself to form a sentence to make someone feel as if your child isn't here because you didn't have no choice in that matter when you made the choice to have an abortion. So that really rubbed me the wrong way. Because I know people who have suffered from a miscarriage. So to put that on yourself, Kale, you're a fucked up individual. Okay? To do that. Because you didn't want to be judged. Because you got knocked up by your punk ass, no good ass baby daddy a second time. Because you made the decision to do that. Because you kept fucking somebody who you do what nothing. That is on you. But to then put a miscarriage on that when you were planning to have an abortion, in my eyes, you're a fucked up person. Because no one knew you were pregnant. You should have just not told anyone. Or whoever knew you had an abortion. So what? You're grown. You pay your own bills. I'm like, she really just said, I told people that I miscarried because I knew I was going to get an abortion. I'm like, those are two different things. Oh, anyway, she then said that she had told Javi that she had already gotten the abortion, okay, and that he didn't question her when she then said, I'm pregnant. And now I'm like, are you still fucking Javi? She has to be still fucking Javi, because why would you tell Javi that you got an abortion? Why would he be the one to know that? Like if you didn't tell Joe and V that you were pregnant, why did Javi know that you had an abortion? Y'all beefed out. Y'all not you folks. He is your ex-husband with a whole new fiance who a couple weeks ago you was pissed off saying that he was trying to fuck you in a goddamn wild parking lot. So you were still actively fucking Javi. Because that's the only reason, in my opinion, that you would have told him that you had an abortion. And is now telling him, I'm pregnant. Girl, the fuck bye. Anyway, she goes to doctor appointment to find out the sex. We all know she had a boy. Kale is a great mom. Kale takes care of her boys. Kale still makes fucked up decisions in life. She does. She puts herself in these fucked up situations and then almost wants to play victim. As in, I have to put my big red panties on. You in this predicament because you did not leave your panties on. Or maybe you slipped. I don't know. My point is, she's a great mom. she's a great mom. We can't take that away from her, but she's still a fucked up individual in certain situations. And I had an abortion, but I told piss me off. Anyway, next up we have Jade. Okay, Jade one month. Jade is still in Vegas, partying it up with her friends on the little girls' weekend that she needed as a break. Cool. You know, she calling Shine at home with the baby. Cool. Sean tells her too, you know what I'm saying, when you get home, I have no issue if you want me to do a whole other drug test, because I want you to know that I'm on the straight path to the sober and clean living and whatnot. Okay, cool. Now, you know, she talked to her friends about how she wants to be successful and she wants her daughter to know that she's a good worker. What she wants to do things to make her daughter proud. Boom, pat. Or, you know, she wants to open her own shop, all that stuff and whatnot. Now, Sean and her kind of bring up how her mom wanted to go by and see the baby while Jade was out of town. Okay, and while Jade had no issue with that, Sean said, "Not on my watch, not today, no." And so he said, you know, if you're not here, I would prefer for them to not be here. Period. You know, if you want them over here when you're here, that's fine. But I don't want me to have to be with them. I'm good. And while she feel like I don't want to be in between them, well, that's what happened when everybody in your life is drug addicts or former drug addicts. And when you don't make a clear line in the sand about what you want to accept, these kind of things happen or whatnot. Okay. Anyway, again, he feel like until they can prove they're clean, they should not be coming around our daughter. The same way you don't want me around our daughter if I'm not clean. You got me taking drug tests because you want me to be clean around our child. So the same should be for your mom and your daddy and whatnot. So when she gets home again, I felt like, you know, you should have let my mom come over to see Chloe. He was like, whatever. But she get in there and then she does make him take a drug test and he passes the drug test. Cool. And with her, like, I still think like my parents should have been able to come by and see the baby. He says, well, do you have any proof that they're clean? Like, they should have to prove they're clean before seeing her. Jay then says, I don't have any proof that they weren't clean. And I'm like, but your drug test and Sean, and you didn't have any proof that he was. You know, it's like, drug test all the drug addicts. Because his thing was, it wasn't my drugs on the counter in the bathroom. So someone was getting high. Is it you, Jade? Could it be Jade? Could Jade be playing them against each other? I don't know. But I don't see anything wrong with what he's saying. If you're going to drug test me, drug test them. Because it ain't no hurt in doing that. I feel like Jade is aware. Her mama wouldn't pass no drug, or the daddy. One of them would not pass the drug test. She don't want to know. But I don't think what Sean is saying is wrong. Now, Sean don't pay no bills, so he can't run shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what he's saying about his daughter, like, we should all be out here getting drug tested. I'm like, but y'all always mad. I don't care. But yeah, I would drug test all the drug addicts in the house, but that's just me. And then last but not least, the fool of the hour, Brianna. I'm gonna put her over here. Okay, I'm gonna put her on that side and whatnot. So she's talking about how expensive everything is, how expensive the house was, and how she can't keep letting Devon and Lewis not help her with the expenses for the kids. Okay, so again, she then wrote out a whole list of everything she pays for her, the house, and the girls and whatnot. Okay, now she added it up and she says $5,795 per month that she's spending on expenses for her and both girls and whatnot. That's not per kid, it's like a total and whatnot. Okay, and then she then sets up a little baby at a group chat with, you know, Devon and Devon and Lewis. Yeah, he be gone, so I can't think of his name. Well, with Devon and Lewis in it, so they can come over and have a little chit chat. But she don't really tell them what she gonna present them with. They just know we need to talk and whatnot. Okay, now her mom was like, you know, I just feel like, if this doesn't work, you know, you should just take them to court. And then she said, well, I don't want to do that, because if I do that, you know, who knows what would happen. Brianna know if she took them to court and they were forced to pay child support through the court, they will also get like a partial custody. They would get rights as fathers to have visitation and all that stuff. They will also then look at both parents' finances, and they will see how much she makes compared to her restaurant working baby daddy, and then Luz, who I think is a DJ. Okay, so when they look at her income versus their income, she not gonna get no money, and she knows that because she know how much she make. She can sit out and write out how much her bills are if she want to. Let me see your check stub. Okay, that was a whole song in Detroit back. It was like, let me see your check stub. Let me see your check stub. That was a whole song. Okay, it was a whole song called "Let Me See Your Check Stub." Girl, Detroit is crazy, but until she shows me a check stub, you can't tell me that she does not make a lot more money than her baby daddies. And I'm not making excuses for Lewis or Devon. They both do need to help. Clearly, they both need to help. But she can't make it because she then... I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm away. Anyway, so... she said she does not want her daughters to get into their head that it's okay for their fathers to not help out, to be second enough. Teach your daughters to not be like your mama and you. Let's say that. To be, you know what I'm saying, kids, to have kids by multiple men who are deadbeats. To be out here slanging and banging cooch around the city and whatnot, but you can't get a good man. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like she is a duplicate of her mama. I told y'all last week, it's a cycle. Okay, Roxanne and Brittany and Brianna in their house is gonna be Brianna, Nova, and Stella if someone don't break the cycle. So teach them to be better than you. It's great that you support your kids as a mom because the daddies ain't shit. We get that, but at the same time, get your ducks in order too, because your ducks is only even a little bit better because of this show. Okay, let's say that. Anyway, so we see, you know, she's sitting down talking to her sister Brittany, and she said, why can't I have two babies that help me? And Brittany said, because you met one in high school and the other one in the club. I'm looking like, let her know. And if she wasn't, thank God she didn't get pregnant by Javi and that dude she was fucking from New York. I'm gonna leave that be too. So Lewis get there first or whatever. She tells him how, where's the picture? She tells him how she wants him to speak up because she does not want him, you know, just sitting there and not saying anything and whatnot. I had a little picture together for them too. And then when Devon gets there, she starts talking and whatnot. Now she tells them, like, here's the papers of what I pay. These are all the expenses for me and the girls or whatever. And then she said, like, y'all may think I have a lot of extra money because of the show, but I put all my money into this house. If you put all your money into that house, what is your mom and sister doing? Like, how are they not helping you financially? If you put all of your money into the damn house, why are your kids sharing a room? Because I feel like Nova and Stella is sharing a room. For what? I wish I would put all my money into a house and my kids is sharing a room. And I'm living with my mama and my sister. Someone will be on the goddamn couch. I'm going to leave that be and whatnot. But my point is, she can't make it seem as if she not making good money on this show. She can't make it seem as if she's also not getting paid for endorsements and all these other things that we know that these reality stars have. She is making a lot more money than them. And that does not mean that they should not have to do their part. Not at all. But it does mean don't act like what you're paying isn't easier for you than it probably is for your restaurant working first baby daddy and the DJ of Lewis, okay? Anyway, she tells Lewis how Stella calls Devon daddy. Would that right there should mean Devon steps up more than him, because Stella would have to be around him enough for her to realize that's who he is, or to think that's who he is. So I'm like, why not? And she gave Devon credit, saying how he steps up where Lewis is not, and that's good, but you would still down talk Devon if he wasn't there. Anyway, so, you know, it's like we need to, something needs to change. We can maybe pick a bill that we can then split, but I just need y'all help, because I don't want to have to go to court, because at that point in time it'll get crazy. She's saying things to make them feel as if they go to court, they may have to pay her more money. In reality, if they go to court, she will probably end up paying them child support, because they will end up getting rights as fathers as for visitation, or 50-50. Yeah, I think in Florida, I think it's 50-50. So she will get fucked, and she knows this. That there's no way that you have baby daddies who are not there for your kids at all, and you refuse to put them on child support, but you keep having these conversations repeatedly with them, and you repeatedly say, "I don't want to put them on child support." I think when she tried to put one on child support before, she probably figured out what would happen if it went through, and she don't want that. She don't want that. Girl, I cannot. Now Devon brings up how for him it's kind of hard right now because I guess he's got a car. He said he got a car. The car insurance is pretty high. He has to move, so his money I guess tied up in that. I don't know, but he said I can help out a little bit and whatnot. And when she then said, "Well, do you want to get a second job?" He said, "Well, no, I don't." Now, should he get a second job? Yes, because he should still help out with his kid. At the same time, girl, at this point, it is what it. I just can't. And then her mom in the background, like looking, judging as she always do. And Mom, do you want to say something? Because you help me with the kids. And she said, "We're all family. We're all connected by the two girls. And if one of us or if someone needs to get a second job, they need to get a second job." I'm like, your daughter is making a couple $100,000 a year. Period. No one can tell me that she's not making a couple hundred. If I know what I make off YouTube as a YouTuber who's still new to YouTube, don't get me wrong. Now, if I know what I can make off YouTube, I'm pretty sure she's making a couple $100,000 a year for being on a major network for multiple seasons. Okay, she is a literal influencer. Okay, and then the fact of the matter is, she acted because Devon said it in this episode. He's like, she asked me about money or whatever. She got a $15,000 body because she paid $15,000 for surgery. So he like, I don't even have $15,000 worth of stuff that I own. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're asking me for stuff knowing I don't have it, knowing I'm struggling, and you are really making way more than me. You're in a whole better position than me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one issue I've always had with Teen Mom is how much do the dads get paid? Like, every episode, they should get some money. And if they get money, then that should be going to the kid. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, Brianna is, girl, Lewis 100% needs to step up, and so does Devon. But I feel like she make too much money to make it seem as if they stiffen her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, and it's a fucked up thing when the mom makes more, but you should not be making a couple $100,000 a year off whatever. Even if you make $100,000 a year, even if you make $100,000 a year, but your baby daddy makes $20,000 a year, what does it look like you asking him to give you more money? He's struggling. They look like girl, look, they look like, you know what I'm saying, they doing okay. They're doing okay. You're doing better than them. You're blessed. And that doesn't mean that they should not be there in some capacity. But again, Brianna on some bullshit. She is. She really, 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 really is. Girl, bye. Anyway, that's it. Y'all gonna be done. Believe that. I'll talk to y'all next week. Gotta go. Peace.